Last few, I mean, I've seen the comments from the aspirants and the my channel followers. Like they are getting issues with the few videos in past I've created in the Hindi language. I was thinking different target, different audience, who come from some cities where the English is not that much, important, at least at their phase of life, whatever they are doing in the college or in their graduation or etc. But yes, since I have see these videos has to be reached to the across globe. So yes, English is the only language that's it's a global language, right? So yes, so I will request to such candidates who are who are looking for such kind of videos. So you can see last I think last couple of months I am creating the videos in English only. Okay, so I think you must be comfortable in that too. Yeah. Okay, so okay, so the topic today's is okay. And meanwhile, whoever joins, please put your questions in the comment section. I will try my best level to answer and resolve your queries. Okay, so what is that topic? Is the BA challenges. So see, irrespective how much this topic looks older, but I have seen still candidates are facing this in the real time projects when they example you have been appointed an organization as a BA or product owner. So you join that organization. Example, I will cover up two scenarios: when you are a fresher and then when you are experienced. So when you are fresher, what kind of challenges, difficulties, or your day to day activities, how you should plan, how should you approach, and then versus when you are experienced BA, experienced PO, and then how you should be approached to your project day-to-day activities, etc. Okay, so and then later part I've also planned to little bit explain about different methodologies and then how it is important, which kind of organization is important, which kind of project is important. Okay, and what kind of interview questions the interviewer might ask from different methodologies point of view. I've created a lot of videos on that already. If you haven't watched, you can go and deep dive into those videos, understand thoroughly. But yes, today I will come up with something new, so this is not like a scripted, when the things comes in my mind. This is the live session. Something comes in mind, I always try to give my best with the real scenarios, real thoughts, except like somebody is scripted somewhere and reading it out. Okay, so I will start one by one. So the scenario is you are the hey Harsh, thanks for joining. Good morning. So you are the example scenario when you are a fresher or 1 years of experience, 2 years experience as a business analyst or product owner, and you have been joining a company as a BA or PO. Okay, so what should your approach? I will tell my experience. Okay, so I will tell, and then you can correlate, or you can see how we can basically the best fit way, the best way, approach. How it should be. Okay, give me a second. This call is important. Little bit. Give me a second. Yeah. Hey, Santosh bhai. I mean, I mean, call. This is 11 a.m. call is going on. I will call you. Ha. I will call you in half an hour. Huh? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Okay. So yeah. So okay. So you are a fresher, and then you join an organization, and then how should be basically you should be approaching to your day-to-day activities. Okay. So when you are fresher, you will be, rather than you will be having experience into the BA activities, you will be having some knowledge. See the skills versus experience. So the skills will tell you what we have to do, the right way of to do any process, any activity. But experience tell you how to do those activities effectively. That's the difference between skills and experience. Skills will tell you what to do, what not to do, but experience will tell you how to do effectively. Okay, so as a fresher, when you join any organization, you should be little patient. You should be closely sitting with your colleagues in your project, whichever project has been appointed to you, you are going to work for. Okay, you should watch. So watching, observation is another technique for the BA, which is very important, So you should sit with your colleagues, you should sit with your project manager, you should sit with any other existing senior BA might be there, senior PO will be there, it might be. If it is there, you should sit with them. You should become a shadow resource. So day one, as a fresher, company will not expect you to contribute something from day one. No, they will not expect. So you should be shadowing your senior existing BA or a PO, or senior BA or PO, and then also you should be sitting to your colleagues. The colleagues are, who are the colleagues? Your developer team, your testing team, your designing team, architects. So you should sit with them, you should observe them, what they are doing. You can question how you are picking up the story, what is the tool you are using. So a lot of information you can get it from the project, these colleagues itself, rather than project manager will bring you in a classroom session, he will conduct a session, he will tell you the tools and technologies, etc. So this is the another approach. That's where you will build up the relation also. You will build up a relation with your colleagues, and it is very important. They should have a faith on you as a BA, and you should also have a faith in on them, so that so they will have a faith, like you will be telling them the right requirement to implement, and you will be having a faith on them, like whatever the requirements you're trying to implement, they will deliver, they will implement, right? So ownership is with you. That's why you are the person who should be making and establishing that relation between your colleagues. Okay. Hey Akash, good morning, thanks for joining. So you got the point, right? So as a fresher, neither company and neither you yourself should be thinking of day one you are going to contribute in the project. No, you should be sitting with your colleagues, shadowing to your product owners, BAs, day-to-day activities. Example, they are going to conduct a client session, for requirement gathering sessions and all that. If there is a call or in person, irrespective, you should be shadowing them. You should be silent listener. You should be seeing that how this BA or PO is interacting with your with the client. Who are the client? Who are the point of contacts? Right? You should be having that, right? To whom you to contact to get the requirements, or you to whom you have to contact for getting the confirmation on the requirement, right? So you will be getting these information slowly when you're shadowing to your existing senior BA or PO. So as a fresher, as a 1 or 2 years of experience, you should be shadowing, and you should be noting down who's that as a point of contact, what is this application, in which technology this application is we are building up, what is the front end, what is the back end, what is the who is the architect of this, what is the cloud technology we are using, etc. So you will grab the information, and it may take time for you because you are the fresher, you are not so much well versed with these terms and tools and technology software and all that, because you are a fresher. Okay. So for freshers, whoever is watching this video, this is the approach. And if somebody is forcing you to contribute from day one, it's very rare scenario. No organization will do that, because they cannot put someone in front of a client where they will become a failure, or they will not ask the right questions or right attitude, right approach, and then it will be negative impression on the organization. So this is, so nobody will do that. Okay. So figure it out, who is that existing BAPO who is doing this activity. Okay. So then slowly you see which is the project management tool, who is creating the documents. Example, if it is a waterfall model, who how that what kind of documents is being created, is a BRD, SRS, and FRS, etc. Or if it is the agile scrum process, then who is creating epic and user stories, etc. So you will watch, you will see the pattern, you will see the structure of the documents, you will see the structure of the epic and user stories. That's how you will learn. So spend first 15 days, in shadowing and learning the existing system and processes. That's what, as a fresher, you have to do. Now, you are experienced. Now, you are experienced. You are a 5, 6 years experience or 10 years experience, and you are appointing to an organization. What you have to do? So, in this scenario, they will expect you from day one, you should be contributing towards the project. But again, they will not expect you from day one to start, go and contribute. But yes, I'm telling you my scenario. I have been given that thing, like from day of joining, I was like sitting till night 12:30 p.m, night, because they were creating the BRD document, and I have to complete that and send it for the review to the client next day. So that I joined that organization in that moment, where from day of joining itself I have been asked to take ownership on that document and then create it and circulate it. So it depends. Okay, so this is not the real scenarios in every time, basically. Okay, so as a normal, if you go with the standard positive scenario, you are experienced person and you are joining an organization. There might be existing application which is already running, and you are going to contribute in that, or from scratch you are going to develop a new product application. Anyway, in both scenarios, again, you should figure it out your colleagues, who are the developers, testers, architecture, UI, UX designer, etc. Once you get that information, you get that information who is the client. Then from client, who are these people, right? A point of contacts, and then slowly establish a relation with the client. For BAs, it is very important to establish a relationship with the client. That is the base of your success of your project. Sometimes you do some mistakes, and if you're having a good relationship with your client, they will also ignore sometimes. Otherwise, they will point out, they will chase you like anything. Oh, how your person has done this mistake. What is this non-professional document, or there is spelling mistakes, etc. They can call out anything, right? I'm telling you the real scenarios, guys. Okay. So if you have a good relationship with your client, they will sometimes support you. It's a human mistakes and all that. So they sometimes support. Okay. So your activity is what, to join organization, being a senior BA or PO. You should again meet your colleagues, understand their skill sets, understand your client, understand the who's the point of contact, understand the architecture in which take example, you have joined that project where it is going to start an architectural discussion is going on. So you should closely work with the architect, figure it out, what is the cloud, which cloud we are, AWS or Azure, the cloud we are using, which front end is a React or Angular, which coding they are using, is a .NET or Java. So these things you should be getting that, as a being a senior you should understand, right? Okay. And then slowly get the confidence of what is that application they are building, what is the pain areas, what is the key requirements, key challenges client is facing. You should start documenting them. If it is a BRD, I mean it's a waterfall model, you have to start creating the BRD document. You can state your key areas, key problem areas. And then if they're having current system, you should be in create one section, existing system, and put it every information, possible information. What is the existing system they have, what are the functionalities of that existing system. You remember one video I have created, you can go through BPM and diagram. That is very important. You can go and see that how we can transform the existing system into a present, into a BPM and diagram. So that is a very effective tool to present the existing or proposed systems functionalities into a pictorial format that will be easy to share with someone, and easy to understand, and easy to discuss somebody. So existing systems, what they are using, what is the problem in their existing system, what is the loopholes or process gaps they have in the existing system. So you should be doing that analysis. So being a senior BA or PA, you should be having that capability to visualize the process gaps or the tools gaps they have. They don't have particular tool which should supposed to be part of their system or process, or any role which they are missing to have that. Take example, if the payment is more than 1 lakh, $1 lakh, they should be having some approver role. They are missing today. That's why they are unauthorized, more than 1 lakh. I mean, transactions are happening which client is facing some kind of challenges. Oh, unnecessary more than 1 lakh rupees a purchase order has been given. So you should discuss, understand with the client the pain areas, and that way you have to come up with their gaps. The gaps, the gaps will become a enhancement in the new systems. The gaps which you have identified within the client existing system, that will become a enhancement into the new system. Enhancement in the system means when you develop a new system for them, these gaps must be taken care. That way you will ensure you are solving the client problem. Hey Deepak, thanks for joining. Good morning. Getting me right? So being a senior BA and PU, this is the most important part. Establish a good relationship with the client, understand their pain areas, and or take ownership of the requirement. You should discuss the requirement very deep and very politely, very calmly with them. If you see there is a still gap, you can set up a follow-up calls, or we can meet again the client and you can clarify your doubts related to the requirements. You cannot have any doubtful requirement in your document, or the project management tool like Epic and all that. Is the story. If you think you yourself having some doubts, you cannot go ahead for the implementation. That will create a very difficult problem in the future. First the client will realize, client when you push it for production, and client will see it will be a huge change. So when you see any piece of even though minor is something you are not satisfying yourself, it is not convincing you the requirement. You should keep on discussing that piece of requirement with the client. What do you really think this is the requirement? I mean, I'm seeing some challenges in future, or it is going to impact in this requirement. So that kind of discussion you have to establish with the client. Hey Akash, thanks for joining. Sir, I'm pursuing MBA business analyst. Okay, good. MBA business analyst, nice. See, for a business analyst is not required for a MBA and all that, but since you're doing, it could be a privilege. You know, some organizations in their JD sometimes they mention master degree is an essential education. Okay, so if that is the case, definitely it will help you. And if you are haven't done the BTech or MCA technical thing, then also it will help you. Okay, so it's good. See, learning is something you have to keep on learning. You know, there is no limit of learning. You can further go ahead and do some masters, PhDs, and all that. Any particular area also. So it will definitely they will teach you a lot of learning skills in that business analyst, okay, while you are MBA. Okay, as long as Akash you are having that basic understanding of the business analyst skill sets, tools and technologies he has to use in the daily job, day to day, definitely you can crack any interview. As long as there is no dedicated or specific domain knowledge requirement. If that is the case, then I think I also get failed, because in respect to I have a 50 20 years of experience in this area, but I'm not expert in all the domains, right? So if they ask some specific example, US insurance domain or mortgage domain, I have never worked. So if their selection is based on some domain expertization, you will get failed. Otherwise, if it is a generic organization, they are not specific to any domain, or they are handling versatile different domains. So anywhere you will fit today or in future, so they will hire you. Many service based organizations, they don't specific do the hires based on the domains. Product based organizations, they look for expert domain expert candidates. So if you target the service based organization, Akash, that will not be the problem. You can definitely crack any interview as long as you are well versed with the BA skills, tools and technologies. The tools, and this all I have explained many times in my past videos. You can always go and check it. Okay, the tools, MS Visio, Microsoft Word and all, Excel sheet, SharePoint, Outlook and all that. These are some essential or basic things. And then you should be able to create use case diagram, sequence diagram, activity diagram, BPN diagrams, right? You should be having ability to create a BRD document, SRS document, FSD document. Sometimes you have to create the separate use case document. Some organization ask you to even to create a HLD document, high level design document, work for the experienced candidate, not the fresher one. Okay, input output diagrams where you mention the API details, etc. Okay, and if it is a agile scrum process, you may ask me to create a if it is essential safe model, you will be asked to create the epic and user stories. If it's the portfolio safe model, you might be asked to create capabilities, features, user stories that are having a different format. I have created a video for that also. Go and figure it out, the scaled agile, how it works, what are the things there, what we create there. Okay, LinkedIn. Okay, let me see. I can paste it here itself. LinkedIn. Give me a second. I'm putting my LinkedIn details here. Okay, this is mine. Yeah, this is mine. Me, view profile. Okay, and this is my LinkedIn. Okay, go ahead. Ask me technical round. You okay? I'm coming one by one. So Harsh, I pasted you the LinkedIn ID. Okay, Akash, what is the next question? Use case diagram of ATM. It's very easy now. Use case diagram for, so as long as you know the how to create a use case diagram. Have you watched that use case diagram video I have created? Two times I have created two different videos I have created. One the tool demonstration and one the normal what is the use case diagram, etc. I have given you full things. So it's a very easy topic. As long as you do some practices, you explore that, watch that video, learn it, try to understand what is that. Definitely, you should be able to learn it. And if you still face any challenges, we can meet again. So I will post one challenging question in my community, and then you can try. And then I will also create that solution for that scenario and put the link in the community, and then you can cross verify it is the same or it's a different you have created. Okay, I will use some Google Cloud storage where I will upload that file. You can check it. Okay, but it's you have to focus on that part. Take example. See, I have also example. If I talk about the past 15 years back, I was never know what is the use case diagram. So imagine when I went for interview first, that time the BA interview, and the interviewer asked me the use case diagram. I was failed to answer, 15 years back, because that was the new topic for me. And I was as a business analyst altogether was a new role. Then I went to explore the videos, explore the Googles. I have seen what kind of parameters are there. What is actor? What is this use case with the Eclipse one? Okay, what is the secondary actor? How, what kind of relationship we have? Include, extend, association, right? Generalization. Okay, so learn it from my video or any other videos. Okay, I have even given you the tool demonstration of the use case diagram with the Visio. You can please go through, learn it. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I will accept that, Harsh. Okay. Yeah. So technical round. So the technical round for the I will come on that. I have another section for that topic, right? So I was still in the discussion of the as a senior BA or PO, what was the day-to-day activity, and how should be approaching your first day. So I've given you brief about like this is that you have to collaborate with your team, with your client, establish a good relation with your team and client, slowly pick up that requirement. If there is an existing application, you have to understand where we are today, what is that existing system, what is the tools and technology of that system. And if it is a new, then you should start interacting with the client very initial phase. Think about what their problem, what is the goal, what is the vision of their application, note it down somewhere. Start discuss with your solution architect, your architect, system architects. Throw this idea vision with them. They will come up with some proposal, some high level architecture diagram. This is how should be application should be working. These are the tools, and is this will be the cloud, this will be the front end, back end. They will decide. Okay. And then slowly you will try to establish a communication with the client to start getting the requirements of the application. Suppose they are not able to, this are two type of client. One who understand the technical things, who can give you the requirement, who can help you to realize the requirement. Second things, they are not aware, they don't know, they are not technical from background, and they cannot basically tell you what they are looking for, but they can tell you the pain areas. So based on their pain areas, you should be proposing them the requirement. This is the reverse approach. So you should be having that skills also. If the client is not able to give the requirement based on your expertization and then pain areas the client is talking about, you should be coming up with the solution, the requirements, login page, or then some transactional screen, some reports, some dashboards. Basically you're trying to solve the client's problem. Okay. So so that's our day-to-day activity is very simple. You should be collaborating with your team, it's daily stand-ups, assist them to what is that current iteration requirements. If they are facing any challenges, you should be handling them. If you yourself face any challenges, you should be getting clarified with the client, and you should be continuously working on the next iteration backlog with the client. You should be interacting and creating, keep on creating the backlog, or if it is a waterfall model, you should be creating at once or updating the requirements, right? BRDF, RDSRS. It could be live document, it's not like something you have finalized once and then it can be never be touched again. So if that scenario is happening, a client is keep on asking you to change the requirements. If it is a waterfall model, you should have a track changer, the track the change request requirement, the tracker. And that way we can emphasize the extra efforts, extra money that required to implement that changes. Okay. So it's two part. If it is already been implemented, I mean the code is written already for the requirement and client is asking to change, it's a code effort also you have to put and charge to the client. If example there is no implementation has done, only you have just requirement documented somewhere, then also you have to charge the back to the client like, this is the document changes the effort required. Nothing is free in this world, and your company definitely don't want to waste their resources, efforts, and keep on changing based on client. So if the client is not fixed having the concrete requirements, this is the process of a change request we have to bring. Okay. So an example, if there is a agile scrum process, definitely then there is no problem, right? As and when they will come up with the new requirement or change request, we take up that into the next iteration, the change or a new requirement. But yes, there is a day, always a deadline. If the client is keep on coming with the changes, new requirements, it's okay. New requirements also, there should be no like so much changes. Suppose you have committed to deliver some high level, you are having some scope document, right? And based on that you started a proposal document, and then you started development of this application in the iterative fashion. Okay, but the only thing is they should not be de-scoping or increasing the scope. Otherwise, scope creep will happen, and your time and efforts will be going beyond your timeline, delivery timeline. So always you should be tracking these things as a BE or a BA. You should be always tracking that whether we are in track on track of this delivery timeline, or a lot of changes coming from the client, and then it may be deviating, it may be extending the timeline of delivery. That's how you have to understand, and you have to communicate back to the client boss. This was the earlier timeline proposed based on these requirements. Since you have been keep on asking the changes, the effort is going to be replicate, and then that's how our release timeline it will be pushed up further. So it's mutually agreed, then no problem. If the client say no, 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 you have to implement, then you have to escalate this to your project manager or some other leaders internally. They will speak to client. Yeah, bhai, what you're doing, you're asking one way, you are asking to deliver this whole solution within this 8 months of time, and then you keep on asking the changes. We cannot. This is a fixed bid, or even though it's a monthly billing based project, irrespective, it's a problem for the organization. So you should be very, when you're communicating any requirement to us, boss, you should be having very clarity. That way they will communicate and settle down this discussion. So you should not be spoiling your relation. So as a BNPO, because you have to always closely work with them, so you should just pass these critical scenarios, critical situations to your project manager and your program manager leadership. They will communicate directly, okay, to their leadership, not your point of contact. Your point of contact may be creating issue, but when they will, their leadership come and they will guide to their point of contact, he will streamline like that. Okay. Harsh, I will request you go from the day one. So the day one, go to my last video, the first video I have created, day one, then day two, day three, day four. I mean, I have created the sequential even. So I don't know. These are the learning educational videos. People are not spending time on rather than on earlier TikTok. Now what you call some other applications, right? So they're spending time there. But if you really want to learn, I'm sure if you go through all my videos, you don't need any other learning courses from any institute and etc. You don't need. I'm telling you. Okay. So go through that. Now, the second topic today, different methodologies. How, what kind of interview questions interview ask in the different methodologies? I will start with the waterfall model. So definitely they will ask the interviewer, what do you understand by waterfall methodology? You have to tell this is sequential approach of implementing any solution, any application, and it's a older, some of the existing organization also still using this methodology, because majorly the government projects, so they give this contract, they give the scope document, etc., and the proposal, etc. So once they sign off, then they talk about the costing and etc. Once it is freeze everything, it goes into that waterfall model. So there will be requirement phase, there will be execution phase, and then there will be delivery phase. So delivery phase is the training and all that, end user training and all that, and sign off, and then that's all. So these kind of organization, the government contracts, government projects, majorly happening in the waterfall model. Okay, but some of the organization, for private organizations, also give the contract like that. They don't want to be executed in the. I mean, think about that way. They know everything what they want from the application. So they will tell you everything. You document everything and execute and give it to them. That's a very simple process. Okay, so you have to answer like that. If somebody asks you what is that waterfall model, where we use, why we use, like that. Okay, so it's an old model. It is having sequence. It is having some demerits also. You can call out if they say, "What do you see any challenges in this model? What are the challenges in this model? It is methodology." You can say yes. Once it is, since it is sequential, one step by step it is going on. So there is no, client will see the final product after certain time, rather than in other methodology, the agile scrum, that they will realize sooner, every iteration is specific. We push it to the code into the production every iteration. So the realization delay in the waterfall model, that's the challenge, major challenge we see. Another challenge is once we code it and then we any further changes client is asking, it is very difficult to accommodate in the waterfall model. Rather than in agile scrum process, since it is every two iteration, we are doing the 2 weeks of time, right, iteration. So anytime they can come up with the new request or change request, and then that can be taken care immediate to the next iteration. So that's the benefit and merit and demerit. Okay, what documents you create in the waterfall model? So it's a waterfall, it's a BRD document, SRS document, FRS document. These are the documents. They will ask you what is the difference between BRD and SRS. So BRD explain about the business requirement, business cases of the client requirement. Okay, where the SRS includes your functional requirement and non-functional requirement. Okay, they will ask you what is the difference between FRS and SRS. So you can tell the FRS is the functional requirement specification document, where you capture the functional approach of your application, functional side of your application, whereas the SRS is including functional as well as non-functional. It is having the what is the database requirement, what is that kind of a performance requirement, system availability requirement, sizing requirement, database storage requirements, etc. Okay, so that kind of some questions they will ask you. They may ask you to create ask you a question like use case diagram, sequence diagram, activity diagram, BPMN diagram, because we use these kind of diagrams in these kind of methodology mostly, because in FRS document we keep these things. In activity diagram we keep in the SRS document. In BRD document we keep BPMN diagrams. So every diagram also is very relevant to which document. It's not like we keep the use case diagram in the BRD. No, we cannot create use case diagram. We should keep in the FRS document. And since SRS is a replica of functional and non-functional, you can keep that copy paste the same thing into the SRS document also. But it would be having some additional diagram like activity diagram, which is telling you the system approach rather than functional approach. Okay, so these are the things. Hey Surjit, hi Aman, I have just done MBA in business analytics. Okay, and also have 3 months internship as business analytic in Tech Mahindra. Still, I'm not able to get any interview calls. Please suggest something. Analyst and the business analytics, they're two different things. Business analytic, there are a lot of opportunity I can see. You should, okay, let me tell you. So Surjit, anyhow, this market is down at this moment. The market will up in the February and March next year. Okay, because of this nonsense wars is also going on, Russia, Ukraine, and now this one, right? Some impact also there across the globe. So jobs, it is appearing on the portals, but it is not. It is just appearing. It is not going to work. It is the companies post these jobs just to show to the world they are the organization who is still hiring. They're having a lot of opening. That way they keep increase their ranking in the market. That's the strategy. When 2008 January worldwide recession came, I was working with Techem, and then we also lost that job because of that. And then I was given a lot of interviews, lot of interviews. But everywhere it's a fake interviews. They conduct the interview and they just they don't even disclose the results also. So it is a strategy of the organizations. They post a lot of jobs. They ask applicants to apply for those jobs just to keep show increase in their ranking. That's it. So the actual jobs will be opening in February and March. Okay, so you have to keep your eye on that time. But yes, I'm not saying you should not apply. You should keep on applying. You should keep on applying. LinkedIn, and then Naukri.com. You should be keep on applying. Okay, so business analytics, I have seen a lot of openings, especially the Amazon, Flipkart, Uber, who were dealing this large set of data processings to come up with any this Amazon use, right? How many any OTT platform, they all use the data analytics. So you should target those industries. You should search and then apply those relevant jobs. So, and then you said you have done the business internship with taken with business analyst. That's a problem, right? You must have done either in the business analytics only. Why you have done as a business analyst? See, business analyst is a different role, and business analytics is a different role. Business analytics is dealing with the data and some that relevant tools like your Microsoft also having that. What do you call that? Business analytics tool. What is that? I'm forgetting the name. You can come up with this pie chart, some pictorial diagrams, etc. Okay. Business analytics is somewhat similar. That's what I'm saying. You data analytics, business analytics, it's the same, but it's different from the business analyst. Business analyst is total altogether different thing. Yeah, Power BI. Yeah, that's the Power BI. Yeah, that I was forgetting the name. So you should be targeting that kind of industries. Okay. So the problem here, see, you have done the business analysis internship in business analysis. Your education is business analytics. If you have done the business analytics only, then you could have placed that thing in your resume also. So now you are looking for a business analytic job or business analyst. That's the question. If you're looking business analytics, I have told you this kind of industries you can target. You can search in the LinkedIn and Naukri, those kind of industries, figure it out what kind of job they have, and you can apply. Otherwise, if you're looking for business analyst, you should be having that level of learning skill sets. Then you can go for an apply. Okay. So I will suggest you to keep on learning and then keep on giving the interviews. There is no other alternative here. Seriously, unless you don't have some your cousin or friend sitting some senior position in any organization, they will help you. Nobody do that. Okay, at least relative did never do that. I have personal experience. Okay. So that's the thing. Okay. So next, I will resume the topic. If it is a agile assessment process, they will ask you questions like any application the client is having requirements, but they are not having all the requirements in place. They are still thinking and coming up with the requirement, then telling you. That way, the agile scrum process methodology fit best. When the client himself don't know everything, all the requirements at the at very beginning, that's the process agile scrum. They will ask a question from the epic. What is the epic? Where we create the epic? What the epic format, user story format, who create, when create, why create. Okay. So epic is that telling you the lot of, I mean, major part of your requirements that you can put into the epic. And then epic is broken down into the user stories. So one epic can have multiple user stories. There is no defined ratio. Somebody is asking you, epic versus user story ratio is not defined. So you can create a multiple user stories within one epic. But the key point is you cannot prolong one epic to 10 iterations. So you should be creating the epic of the size that can be implemented and pushed it for production or market to completed at least 3, 4, 5 iterations. If you're able to mark that epic completed, accepted within 4, 5, or 6 iterations, that's good actually. I mean, 1.5, 2.5 months epic. Epic cannot be prolonged a year, right? So that's way you should be basically creating the epic size of the epic, the length of the. I mean, how much big your epic can. You can see, you can justify your answer. Epic can be as much as big. It can be completed within 5, 6 iterations. That's the right answer. Okay, and user story. User story should be independent. It should be small enough that can be taken care by individuals, and can be achieved, can be implemented within one iteration. That's your user story. So the epic maybe covering your some technical instructions also, technical thing also, like architecture diagram, your what is the APIs, different APIs required for that functionality. Example, you are developing an application which is having 6 module, and each module having five functionalities. So each functionality you can create one epic, each functionalities, and then each functionality, each transaction type, you can create the user stories. Create purchase order is one story, edit purchase order another story, delete purchase order is another story, list view of the purchase order another story, API, if suppose it is interacting with some other system API, that is another story. So that how you have to break it down. Then we have a V model. V model is again some, or I have never seen, but yes, some organization is still using that. I have created those. I have created all these videos. Actually, you can go through and see if something is not understandable by you. Then you can always ping me. You can chat, and then we can meet tomorrow also same time, guys. Okay. So I'm tired. Okay. Let's meet tomorrow 11 a.m. Ping me your questions. I will definitely answer them. Okay. Well, let's meet tomorrow 11 a.m. sharp IST India time. Okay. What's the last question? How much role certification like CCBA? See, some organizations mention those CCBA certifications, CBAP. Require as a, I mean, good to have or preferred candidates, but it's not mandatory, right, guys? I mean, as long as your experienced candidates, I mean, definitely doesn't matter to you, doesn't matter to the organization. They will not. It's very rare organization who will filter the candidate based on some certification. I'm telling you, it's very rare. So one of my friend who has done that, and then is still, I mean, is facing challenges to figure it out, the the right company for him. So it depends, which organization basically having that very very specific requirement, they precise more on the certification. So you should be having knowledge on the tools and technologies. And since you are, when you grow into this BE and PU, you should be closely work with architects. So they expect you some having a technical knowledge also. Technical knowledge doesn't mean coding. Technical knowledge means you should understand the technology. Somebody is saying Java. Arey, Java, what is this Java? Arey, bhaiya, it's a programming language similar to the other language. What are the REST API methods? Arey, what is the REST API methods? You should know. They get request, put request, update request, delete request. These are the REST API methods. So any API will perform these operations. You should understand, and that understanding will come when you get involved with your technical team, understand your system thoroughly. It show your interest in the technical part, not only the functional part. You will learn these things. Okay. So guys, keep on learning. Post me your questions so that we can talk tomorrow 11 a.m. morning sharp IST time. Okay. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow morning. Thank you. Have a nice day. Keep learning, guys. Okay. Bye bye.